Hi there everyone. Today I'm here at PAX East here to interview Squishy, who just released Away From Home. Away From Home was released in December of last year. It's been out for a couple months. So Cameron, now that the game's been out, you got some feedback, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I had a few hiccups, like for one, when I launched during winter sale, which convoluted the notifications quite a bit because a lot of people are getting spam notified by sales. My thought process was, oh, no games are launching during the winter sale, but turns out there's a reason for that. I also launched a little bit buggy, so that sucked, but now I'm doing pretty decent. I've gotten a ton of the bugs out, and I'm making like, don't come after me, IRS, but yeah, you get the idea. So it's pretty cool.
And as you've gotten, the feedback, what have you taken in besides clearing out the bugs in terms of content suggestions or things that are next on your mind for the next installment? How soon do we see that in the works?
Yeah, so three answers to that is number one, on the updating front, right? There has been a few complaints that were really good, or suggestions. Like one of them was like easy, normal, hard mode, because some people complained it's too easy, some people complained it's too hard, so that solved that problem. People want cutscene skipping, so I'll probably add that. So a lot of user-friendly things have been suggested. There is some funny stuff though, because I'm a small team, so obviously if something happens to me, right, no patches get pushed, so I had a patch plan. And I got in a car crash. Someone crashed into me, and I was in another state. So I made a message like, "Oh, it's gonna be 2 more weeks for this patch because I got in a car crash." And they're brutal. They're brutal on Steam. They were like, "I believe you've overestimated your capabilities." It's like, I guess I should have swerved left. But besides that, for part 2 in the works, I'm super stoked. I'm wondering if I should make a few smaller games before I move on to part 2, but part 2, I want to make it like a 20, 30 hour game, a very long game. I do want to upgrade the art and animation, but it's going to first require that, I hire more people, because it took me 10 years to get to this one being done. I'm not doing another 10 years. So, we'll see how it goes. Should be a lot sooner though, because I can reuse a lot of the code. So I see potentially like 2 to 3 years is when I'll have part 2 done. And
awesome.
It'll be cool.
Hey man, you forgot your mic.
Now I got my mic.
Oh my God, we're so fucking back. It's all right, gamers. Stay tuned for that. It's coming out in 2-3 years, but let's see what else. So I noticed there were a lot of people made comparisons to Knuckle Sandwich. Why is that? And also, do you hate the Australians? Because you said that there's something about the mini games in there.
Okay, so 2 things. One, on the Australians. No, I'm kidding. But no, genuinely, yeah, so it gets compared to Knuckle Sandwich a lot, I think, because of the color palette, color choice. Although mine's more of a gothic pastel, and my animation's more fluent. I believe Andrew Brophy's a lot more shader reliant. I'm a lot more hand pixeled. But yeah, my takes with Knuckle Sandwich, this isn't shade on Andrew Brophy, don't attack my Twitter, but I don't see why it's even called Knuckle Sandwich, because like the demo, like it makes sense for the demo, but they didn't really continue with the like cannibal burger stuff they were doing. It just became like some goblin puzzle game. And at the end, I guess spoilers, at the end for some reason the Wario guy turns into a dragon. That was kind of too goofy of a final boss. So I think the plot got lost somewhere in there. But yeah, besides the point, the gameplay and the actual battles were pretty good. So like 10 out of 10 gameplay, 10 out of 10 battles, 2 out of 10 story.
And Knuckle Sandwich, I played probably about 5-10 minutes of Knuckle Sandwich. On the other hand, I played your game from start to finish, 3 hours. So with 3 hours, the amount of content that was showcased, like a lot of people felt, it's a high MSRP. How, in terms of budget, do you justify that price?
Yeah, so for one, I did end up lowering the price to meet some of those demands. My thought process when launching it was everyone has a price. So at some point it's going to go on sale and meet someone's price because, you just lower the, you lower the price with every sale, right? So hypothetically, I was thinking people would just eventually get the price they want. But besides that, yeah, the animations are very high frame rate compared to other RPGs. And I didn't want to waste the player's time, so part of why it's so few hours is all of the side missions are optional, all of the side content's optional. There is replayability, so there's some battles you do or don't do depending on decisions you make, including completely unique animations. And the number one reason is I didn't put puzzles in the game because I feel like RPG players don't really like puzzles. I mean, I'm sure there's a few people out there that do, but I've never played an RPG and felt stoked about wasting an hour doing a puzzle. So my playtime is quite low because I didn't force players to do things they don't want to do. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. And in terms of the amount of side monsters that you fight, are you looking into adding more variety into the existing content, or in a sense of like monsters, or for what you have now for Away From Home, do you plan on adding additional content into that game as it stands?
Yeah, actually, as we speak, I even pushed a content update that added like 4 unique rhythm, like quick time events, which are like Rhythm, Heaven Fever, Vibed. I actually haven't announced it yet because the way Steam works, you get like limited times you can do visibility pushes. So I haven't announced it, which has actually got the player base kind of annoyed, even though it's actually in there and they just don't know it. But I will officially announce it once I can do my next visibility push, because yeah, you're not able to just do that whenever. So.
Anything else you'd like to share for anyone?
Yeah, no.
So it's been a good weekend at PAX. In terms of anything that you picked up this weekend, any like most helpful feedback, or in terms of what really you're excited to work on next with this game?
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to work on part 2, and I think in a very foreseeable future, I'll be giving updates on that. The problem is, part 2 might be a little too high detailed. I like doubled the art quality again, and I don't think my budget's gonna be able to handle that. So I think I might just have to continue with this art style. We'll see, but maybe I'll work with a publisher someday. Maybe I'll stay working self-published. Maybe I'll do a Kickstarter. Who knows? But I will know, and probably within a year.
All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching this interview, and thanks for tuning in to our PAX East content. This has been Squishy Cameron, Away From Home. We thank him so much for his time and dedication in getting a post-release interview, our first. So thank you so much for that, Cameron, and we're out of here. Cool.